Forgiving people who did you dirty is so hard. It's so fucking hard, especially whenever you have no idea whether or not they feel bad for it or not. You don't know whether or not they beat themselves up about it. You don't even know if it even fazed them. Like it lives in your head rent free, but you don't even know if it phases them. You don't even know if they think twice or if they feel remorse or if they even know how bad it affected you. I feel like that is why it's so hard to forgive people, especially when there's no apology. But if you cannot forgive people, like a lot of people say, like, forgive others, like forgive them, like for their own good so they can move on and for your own good. If you can't forgive people for their good, do it for yourself. Do it for your own nervous system, do it for your own heart and your own better future, because I can promise you that holding so much hate and resentment holds you back by so much and just hurts you so much, because it just makes you relive the situation over and over and you feel the same emotions. I feel like no matter how long ago a situation could have been, you still, every single time you bring it up, you rework yourself up. You still get so mad over and over, okay? And honestly, I don't even know if forgiving someone is the right word, but just being able to move on from it. If you want to feel like you've moved on from a situation for your own greater good, this is the correct video. I'm not going to be talking about like how to befriend your enemy again, how to walk hand in hand with the literal devil itself. Like, we're not going to be talking about that shit, because I am not friends with anyone who's done me dirty. I've cut them off, but this is how to basically move on from a situation, how to not let it consume you anymore. First thing, you don't need to forgive them in the traditional sense of like, oh, we're good. Like, it's okay what you did. Like, we're good. Like, we're not good. We're never gonna be good, and I don't want you near me. However, I don't want this pain that you have caused to ruin me forever, for me to be living in this misery for the rest of my life and to not be able to trust people because of the way that you treated me. I don't want that for me. So I'm going to work hard to make sure that, yeah, if I see you in public, the same emotions aren't going to arise anymore. That's what I want us to achieve. I don't want me to feel like every single time I see you, the same emotions of like, oh, you betrayed me, oh, you hurt me, oh, I don't want you to control my life anymore. So you don't necessarily have to forgive them and be like, let's walk hand in hand. Like, we don't need to do that, but we do need to forgive them in a sense of like, building at least a sense of neutrality towards them. If you see them, obviously we're still human beings, and when you see them, you're going to be like, you did me dirty, but not getting the same emotions riled up. And I used to spend so much time, because everybody would be like, forgive your worst enemy, and I'd be like, okay bitch, I'll try. And I used to literally sit there and be like, I have to forgive. And the more and more I used to think like I needed to forgive somebody, the more angry I got. I was like, why am I sitting here doing so much work trying to forgive your nasty ass whenever you hurt me? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, oh my God, bitch, why am I sitting here trying to forgive you when you get to walk out, like, doing no work on yourself, doing no self-help, you're just walking out in the wild. And I used to get so riled up. So whenever I shifted my mentality between, I don't necessarily have to forgive them for them, I have to not necessarily forgive, but I need to be able to be in a headspace where like, they don't matter to me anymore. The situation sucks, but I learned from it. I feel like so many people place forgiveness as in like, you can still be friendly with them, you could still be nice to them. No, like, a block is good enough. Okay, a block is good. The whole point of this video is to forgive the situation, not necessarily the person at hand. Like, yeah, being able to like be like, okay, yeah, this person did this dirty to me, this thing to me, we're not friends anymore, we're not cool, but if I see them, they don't control me, they don't control my emotions. So whenever I used to try to figure out, how do I move on? How do I forgive them? Like, I was putting all the emphasis on them. I'd be like, oh my God, like, I have to forgive them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am getting really angry because all I'm doing is trying to heal from this trash situation that you put me in. But then whenever I started to really think and be like, you know what? This is not about them. This is about me. And this is about healing me. You need to focus on realizing the importance of healing. The next thing that I'm going to talk about might be a little controversial, okay? It might be a little controversial, but I think you need to let yourself react in any way, shape, or form. And I used to be the type to be like, don't do stupid stuff during a breakup. Don't do all these things. Don't do it. Do what you need to do to get all the emotions out. Throw something, yell at someone, obviously, as long as it's legal and safe. But like, I was reposting the shadiest shit to ever exist. Like I would be going out of my way, going on my phone, being like, shady stuff to repost. And I'd be like, post it. Like, I'd be like searching up exactly what I want to see. Like, when her man and her ugly as fuck. And like, I'd be reposting it because I had a situation where one of my really close friends, at the time, she just did me so. I literally am like, but I was there for her. I was so supportive of her. She was doing the stupidest shit, by the way. And for like 5 years, I was trying to help her in any way, shape, or form. I would let her stay until 3 a.m. crying about all these like really horrible mistakes that she was making in her life, really dangerous shit that she was doing. And then all of a sudden, she was talking about me to her friends and whatever. If you want me to make like a friend video or whatever, I can definitely do that, but whatever. And I was like, fuck you, and what the heck? And like, at the time that happened, I was so pressed. I was so mad because first of all, she chose a man over me. Like, it was a whole thing, and she just did me dirty on so many different levels. She was so two-faced, and I was going through like a full-on breakup with her, and I wasn't necessarily mad that I lost her as a friend. It was more so like the time and the energy that I put into it, and to find out that none of it was reciprocated. I was so loyal and I would talk so highly about her, and to find out that she's like talking shit about me to her friends was really sad. And I was reposting mortifying shit. Like, not mortifying, I was just like, ugly ass bitch. Like, I was intentionally reposting the pettiest shit, and I wasn't like, oh, I hope you don't see, I hope you and your ugly man see it. Like, that was my mentality at the time. But I think that me doing that and me reposting really petty shit was just my way of letting go of the emotions. I feel like if you bottle emotions and you just try to act all professional and whatever the heck and all Gucci fine, it's gonna blow up at one point, and it might blow up in a way that you don't want it to blow up. You might yell at them in public, you might, so I think that reposting a few petty things is fine, and just getting out the anger in a safe way is totally fine. Whether or not it's like, it's unbothered chic, I don't care. If I need to repost stuff, if I need to post petty TikToks about you, if I need to like make content about why you're annoying without saying their name, or maybe saying their name, then I'm going to, because that's the way that I'm healing. Thank you. All right. The next thing is to focus on healing, the importance of healing. And healing does not mean that there's no more pain anymore, that there's no more suffering. It just means that the pain isn't consuming you. And that's the whole point of this video. It's not to it's not to be perfect and amazing and better than everyone and just like the cleanest, chicest girl of all time. It's not about that. It's about moving on in a way that it doesn't the pain doesn't consume you anymore. That's basically what we're trying to do. Like, the whole like I'm unbothered, I'm so unbothered. That to me is so stupid, because I am bothered. Like, I'm bothered by everything. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get bothered really easily, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not bothered by you, who I spent so much time and energy into. I put so much time and energy into you, and you played in my face. Like, obviously I'm gonna be bothered by that. I'm a human being. I'm gonna let myself feel that way. But after a while, I don't want this to consume me anymore. I don't want, like, I live in a small town. I don't want to see your ugly ass face. I don't want to see your face and think about all the bad things you did to me. I want to be able to be like, you know what, I see you in the gym right now, but I could still do what I need to do. I'm not gonna be, my brain isn't gonna be like plagued by your fungus of behaviors. And something that I really want to touch on is, if you feel weak right now, for a bit I was crying, okay? There have been situations, not about my friend, well, about my friend maybe once or twice, not gonna lie, sensitive gangster, but like, just other things that have gone in my life, I have felt really weak in those situations. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but if you feel weak in the situation, it means that you have felt strong. And to know that you have felt strong in that time, you would have had to feel weak before that. So it's all a cycle, and you will, I promise, I literally promise you will get through this. I know it fucking sucks whenever you're trying to forgive people and they did you so fucking dirty and you're like, but you will get through it. You will. And I can guarantee you that. And you cannot break something down if it was never built, okay? And you can't build something if it was never broken down. So you will, I promise, you will be fine. You will be okay. This will also pass. And you know what? Some shit, like some things that I'm dealing with right now have been 4 years ago, and I still think about it sometimes. And it's not gonna be like, a lot of people think that like healing and whatever is like this like perfect linear line. It's not a linear line. Like, there are going to be things that like obviously trigger emotions. Like, we're all human beings. This isn't robotics. Like, I feel like everybody online these days is like in their, what the freak? Everybody online these days is like in their unbothered era, in their whatever, and they're like all into like, we're perfect and we're robots, and it's not about that. Like, especially I feel like on TikTok, everyone's trying to be like a robot, and it's like, ugh. But it's not about being perfect, and it's also not about whatever. Like, obviously, if you think that you're doing amazing one day and you're like, yes, I move on, I forgive, and you're feeling like shit the next day about the situation, you're still on your path. It's not linear. It's not like, oh, I'm now that I'm good forever. Like, that's not the way it's gonna work, and that's not the way it's gonna look. And if you feel really happy one day and then really sad the next day, and then you feel really happy the next day, that's still fully valid. You are still hurt, and that's totally cool. Don't let anybody else tell you the way you should heal, or the way that you should forgive, or the way that they don't know what they're talking about. I do. No, I'm just kidding. Say you have never gotten an apology, right? The person that did you dirty is walking around right now without a care in the world about what they did to you, okay? There was this one girl in my high school class that called all Asians, I'm Asian, a ching chong rice cooker. She called them ching chong rice cookers. She was saying a lot of racist shit. And at the time, I was one of the only Asians in the school, one of the only minorities in the school. So that actually really hurt at the time. I was like, damn. And whenever she walked out of that classroom, I was feeling so hurt. She went around telling everybody else what she said, and they were all laughing together. So I was like, damn, none of you guys are feeling me. None of you guys like me. None of you guys care about me, which I didn't care about you guys either. But anyways, like, racially, you guys are all out to get me. And at that time, I felt, and this was like the time where kind of COVID was at peak, so everybody was kind of like mad at the Asians. But anyway, like, that really sucked, because I was like, you guys all hate me. Everybody has something against me. But then I was like really in my feels, really sad, and I realized that none of these bitches have any remorse. They don't care. They don't care that I feel bad. They don't care about anything that they said. I'm the only person, I didn't even do anything wrong, and I'm the only person suffering right now. That's not fair. That doesn't make any sense. But that's what's happening, and I have to do something about it, whether I like it or not. Like, the things that happen to you are not your responsibility. I mean, the things that happen to you are not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it, unfortunately. And they have moved on from the situation, honestly. Like, that girl who I saw her the other day, and she was working in a field that I never thought she would be in. She thinks so highly of herself, and I'm like, whatever. Like, she has fully moved on from the situation, and I owe it to myself to move on too. There's been a lot of people in my high school who are so racist, so rude, that I could do so much to ruin their careers, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to, because I owe it to myself to move on from that situation. I'm not going to make it my life mission to make everybody else's lives miserable by hating and tearing them down. Whenever I could put that same energy into building my own career and making themselves feel horrible from my success. Just kidding. I am driven by my haters, though. Another thing that I had to do was accept that I will probably never get an apology. I will probably never hear the words "I'm sorry" come out of their mouths. That's not gonna happen, and that actually makes me mad sometimes, because I'm like, I did so much for you, how dare you? But because sometimes they think that they did nothing wrong, because sometimes there's some demonic people out there and you're wasting all of your time and energy into these demonic beings. They don't give a shit about people. They don't care. Okay, they don't care. You care, and that's why you're putting so much thought and energy into this situation, which is great that you're a human being and you care. But these people don't care. They don't care. They're not going to apologize to you, whether it's about their ego or whether it's that they just literally think they did nothing wrong. You're not going to get an apology half the time, and you still need to move on, which is the hardest thing to do, but you have to. And I used to literally be like, I'm not moving on until they apologize. I'm not moving on. I'm not doing it. Like, this will hurt them. This will show them if I don't move on. They don't care. They don't care if you move on. And matter of fact, they probably want you. They probably want to live in your head rent free. They don't care about whether or not you forgive them. So you need to do the internal work to be like, damn, I need to move on. I need to get it together. I need to be able to learn from the situation. And it sucks, but a lot of the times whenever somebody does something bad to you, it is a learning opportunity. It really is. Not to be like a parent or whatever, but it is. Like, that person did you dirty. See the signs of red flags. These people who do us dirty are walking red flags, and we didn't see the signs. And sometimes there are no signs because they are vindictive and evil, but we have to learn from this. And maybe the whole thing is that we have to learn to not be around this person. This person is demonic and evil, and we can't be around them. And that's just a lesson in and of itself. And I just want to say that you are more susceptible to like cardiac health issues and like heart attacks and whatever whenever you do hold resentment and grudges and hatred in your heart, because it's just so distressing for your body and your heart. So they did you dirty and you get heart problems? That doesn't make any sense. You need to take everything that I've said into consideration and really try to move on, because they don't care. And honestly, I feel like the best way that I have found to move on is, like I said, being petty and whatever. The first phase is just getting the emotions out. Okay, be petty, be whatever you need to do, get the emotions out, get the rage out. Second, talk to people that may know like how you're feeling. Talk to them, instill your trust in them, and realize that this has nothing to do with you. They're just bad people. There's bad people out there. You need to realize that not everybody in this world is nice like us. There are really bad people out there, and you just happen to meet one of them. Everybody is going to meet them. Everybody is going to have to go through shit after being in bad situations with bad people, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way life is. And yeah, I feel like even like talking to yourself about it over and over and over, talk to yourself about it. Like, I feel like the more I talk about a situation, the more I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to like, because if you bottle it up for so long, it's just like anger in you the whole time, and you're like raging. If you don't have somebody that you could trust to talk about it with, talk to a therapist or talk to yourself about it. Write it down. Like, pretend like you're the friend. What I used to do is literally, if there was nobody who wanted to listen to my stories, I'd be like, this person did this dirty to me. Oh my God, really? How dare they? Da, 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 da. We're so cool. And like, I literally just talked to myself in the car about it, and I started to really be like, you know what, that was a them issue. They're weird for that. They are so weird for that. I had a coach in the past who was an adult and bullied us kids, and I still deal with that shit that she did. But I realized, like, that is really pathetic to act like that. And just really realizing that, like, we were never the problem. We were not the problem. They did something stupid, and whether or not they feel bad is not our business. But we just need to move on. We need to find new friends. We need to find new partners. We need to find new people. We need to be by ourselves, maybe even. But it is what it is. But yeah, these are all my points, all my whatevers about this topic. Yeah. Every single time I finish a video, I'm like, did I say anything important? Did I say anything relevant right now? Or am I just like spewing like random words? Like, guys, let me know. But anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. subscribe. Oh my god, YouTube is so cringe. It's like, subscribe, comment down below, but like, actually, please do. Please do. I'm begging. Subscribe, like, comment, all of the above. I feel like those like 2013 like YouTubers that are like, comment, subscribe, but that's like actually how it is. Like, please do it. I dare you. Okay, bye.